So here we are at the start of the Fareham Wheelers round of the Wessex League in Romsey. Never raced this course before, so didn't know what to expect. I heard it was quite bumpy and quite fast and fairly flat, although I don't really think it was that flat, to be honest. Although can't compare it to Clanfield for the Oh, here we go. Oh, I got gridded so high, it was ridiculous. Um, I must confess, I wasn't expecting much from this race because I admittedly I was a bit hungover, so wasn't very good preparation. I only meant to have just a couple of drinks at a friend's house. Ended up having a little bit too much, and I didn't feel very well. So yeah, I wasn't in good shape for this, but at least I was there and giving it some. Yeah, this beginning, you just see rider after rider overtaking me, because I was so high up on the grid, and yeah, I didn't have much speed. Couple of chicanes here, 1, 2, and then 3. During this race, I don't know if it already started, but it started to rain, and the under 14s, under 16s race was dry, completely dry, and then our race it just started to rain, and I didn't realise until afterwards why pit bikes, why people were using pit bikes. But I soon learned that would have been a good idea if I'd had one. Because the grass just got everywhere. This was crazy. It was carnage through that spiral. Absolute carnage trying to get through there. But it was fine. No, nothing really bad. No crashes. I don't think I saw any crashes today. Because I did see some bloke chuck his bike. I don't think he must have broken it, or it broke at some point. Yeah, so yeah, I get overtaken quite a bit here. So not great. The positive thing for me is, for whatever reason, I just wasn't able to put power down because my heart rate was really low. It was 165 average, and I looked down at my Garmin, and it said like 162 here. I was thinking 162. I should be at like 175 easily. So is that Richard? I think that's Richard. Yeah, well done, Richard. Good race. Good race. I think you finished 20th, which is an excellent result. I called him Mr. Pedalon in the last video, because we had a ding-dong battle at Clanfield, and yeah, really nice guy, and his daughter's joining Selling Pirates, so that'll be great because it's a great club, especially for kids. So yeah, so I don't know, I didn't really warm up that much, and maybe that's because I didn't feel very well. So for whatever reason, I just wasn't able to aerobically kind of put the power down because my heart rate was, there's plenty, but it's only until the last 2 laps that I was able to actually start putting some power down and get into the well into the threshold sort of heart rate. But this time I was just, just pedaling and going backwards. There you go. But I was still having fun, and once I got into a kind of a pack of people going the same speed, that was good fun. What a long lap! Goodness me. I didn't get lapped, but it's because it's like a 10-minute lap. So yeah, wow, it was a really long lap. and the race went really fast, really fast. I don't know, probably because I wasn't hurting as much. I felt really fine. Not quite like last race where I was, you know, brain dead by the end of it, halfway through. Um, that's a tricky little corner. That gravel bit. I had to be careful. So it started to get really slippery. You had to be really careful. I think someone later in the race had a little crash there. But yeah, this is an uphill bit here, which is had to put the power down. See, there's lots of people putting lots of power down. You know, it's nice. I was in the thick of it. It was good. It's just kind of going backwards to the thick of it. That's Mike Warner, who you'll see later. Nice bloke. And here's Mike Warner. Yeah, because there's 3 Warners in the race. There's Mike Warner, I think his son Harrison, who I think may have. This corner was terrible. Pretty bad. Who I think was stuck in like a low gear towards the end of the race, and I think there's a Richard Warner, who is in a light blue, I think. Light blue kind of skin suit or something, and he beat me in the last race by like maybe 2 places, and in this race I think I turned the tables, which was nice. It's kind of weird, you know, the performance, like where you finish in CX. There can be some real differences between kind of one race and the next. I mean, I think I could have done better, but yeah, you know, you can finish way off depending on whether the course suits you. That was Kieran Levy blasting by. He had a good race. Poor old Kieran in the last race, he punctured after like 200 metres and had to run half a lap just after the pit. So it was sure nice for him that his mechanical issues were behind him. So yeah, it's nice. This first lap was pretty frenetic, and yeah, not my finest at overtaking, but that's fine. Oh, Kieran, I think bumped into somebody and lost a few places, but you'll see him speed off. He's got a good engine. I'm very similar sort of fitness to Kieran, so we're going to have some good races in the coming season, but he's a lot more skillful. There he goes, boom. I was thinking my legs do not want to do that at the moment, so yeah, I just kept pedaling but not extended myself. Yeah, beer and shots are not a good idea for race prep, really not. So here comes the rain. Hopefully this image doesn't get too mucky. I always forget to wipe it. Yeah, it's coming towards the end of the lap now. Yeah, it was nice. Not quite as technical as Clanfield, but you know, well done, Fareham Wheelers. I remember there's a lady who's always organising these races, and she's mad for CX. So well done you and your team for putting it on. Because anyone who puts on a CX race has is a labour of love, I believe. Oh my God, the grass! So much grass. If anyone raced today, especially on the wet race, this race, I don't know what the weather was like later on. I got a friend, Mike Gillingham, racing in the seniors race later in the day. He said it was almost bone dry, so we were a bit unlucky. But anyone in this race, I had to take my jockey wheels off because the grass was everywhere on my bike and my son's bike. I had a good battle with these two guys. They're the same club. I can't remember what club it was, but we had a nice battle. Yeah, similar sort of pace. This is about my sort of pace for the race. Yeah, what was I saying? I can't remember. I got distracted by the by the couple of riders. I really struggled for grip today. I just didn't feel confident. I don't know whether I had too much pressure or what. Simon Pattinson said I should be running quite a low pressure because it was so bumpy. And maybe I didn't. I should have checked it. I've got one of those very accurate tyre pressure gauges, but I left it at home, and so I didn't really know what it was. So yeah, I just felt really slippery compared to Clanfield, where I just felt I had tons of grip. So yeah, well, that also could be a hangover as well. Oh yeah, I saw about maintenance. Yeah, I had to take the jockey wheels off. My cassette, I managed to clean my cassette, but my son's cassette, I've never done this before, but I literally took the whole thing off and took every cog off and washed them, because it just had so much grassy gunk in it that it needed it. It looks lovely. It's strangely quite satisfying cleaning the cassette. Yeah, I won't do it for anyone else, but yeah, it was quite satisfying, and his cassette is gleaming now, even though it's got quite a few miles on it. Yeah, so yeah, that grass, unbelievable. I towards the end of the race, it wouldn't change gear. I was just kind of trying to bounce my bike so it would start working, and then it would start working, then it would stop working, and I was stuck in my lowest gear for a little bit, and yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, it didn't affect my speed too much because I wasn't going that fast. Yeah, so here we go. Where are we? This is the... Where is this? Have we done the spiral? Oh, this was a nice corner. You could actually go around that corner really fast. Almost no braking. Yeah, that one too. And this one, I think this is what leads up to the hurdles. You can go around this corner really fast. I always thought I could go a bit faster than that, but each lap I didn't. So I think this goes up to the hurdles. They weren't too high. Max, well, I'm sure loads of people were bunny hopping them, but there's just no way I was going to try and do that because I'm not very well. I just can't do it. I can do a wheelie, but not a bunny hop. Ah, no, this is a nice fast turn. Yeah, you can power up there. And now I think the hurdles are up here, aren't they? Oh man, right. They must be here soon. Oh my. It must be this one. Round the corner, and then surely it's... Yeah, you could go fast through there. There, definitely. You think after 5 laps of this I'd know where the hurdles were. I think this circuit did suit people with just good constant power. Thanks, Sam. Lots of encouragement from the Pirates as ever. I must have done that remount quite well since I caught up to the guy in front. That's a bit sketchy there. That little bump just always knocked me a bit sideways. There, that worked quite well. kept my speed up through there. And then it's uphill, I think. Is it a bit of an uphill? Well, I've got some grass on the lens. Hopefully I don't get much more before the end of the race. Oh, it's gone. Excellent. Yeah, and I looked at my heart rate now, like 165. It's like, what? Why is it so low? Why am I not able to put more effort in? I think I need to think about warming up, better. I don't have any rollers. I don't even know how to ride rollers, but my son can, and he had a great race in the under 14s. He came 8th, which was incredible, because he's 11, and so he's one of the youngest in the class, and he was the top pirate in the race, and my gauge for how well he's doing is how close he is to Eva, who's a fantastic rider and won the under 14s girls category, and Ben finished ahead of her, which was amazing, which is a first. So yeah, well done, Ben. That was superb. Yeah, lots of pirates. Oh, missed that. Lots of pirates racing today. Well done, everyone. Well done everyone who took part in any of the races today. The Ignite boys were flying, the juniors, in this race. Gridded ahead of me, so I didn't see them at all except Kieran because of his puncture last week, so we started way back. Yeah, Miles Horner again, so close to the front, only 20 seconds behind Paul Lloyd, which is amazing, and Andy Gardy finished 3rd. Yeah, well done, Paul. Another win for the medal cabinet. Wow, I can't imagine being on the podium at one of these races. I've got a long way to go before I could even dream of that, but one step at a time. But that would be cool. There we go. Again, getting towards the end of the second lap. Jesus. Yeah, felt fine. Just legs just weren't putting the power down. With CX, and there's, I guess, a lot of bike racing, but you do have to experiment and see how see what works for you. It's a constant experiment of just seeing how your body reacts. I've done, this is my 8th consecutive day of exercise and cycling for 7 out of those 8, including the race last Sunday. So I just wanted to see what would happen if I exercised the day before instead of having a day's rest as I normally used to. So I mean, I didn't cycle yesterday. I did circuits, and I did like a 4.5 mile run or something like that in the heat, and my legs, well, I didn't feel terrible, and later on I was going faster, but I think that I would have done better if I had had a day's rest. Obviously, the hangover is not a good thing. Kind of excuse my statistics results. Oh God, I hope that goes. That is a huge piece of grass. Go, fly away. Oh dear. It's worse than mud. I think I preferred cleaning a muddy bike than a grassy bike. It really was awful. Oh, I do apologise if that's on the screen for the entire race. Ah, yeah, I had glasses on. It was raining so much I couldn't see anything. I launched it at my glasses at the timing people, and they kind enough to pull it on the desk, and I picked it up at the end. But yeah, I couldn't see anything really. Well, you'll see what Mike Warner did towards the end of the results. At end of the last lap, he does something pretty special, I thought. Yeah, so his two teammates, I just kind of stuck with them for a lot of the race. And sometimes they would pull ahead of me, and sometimes I'd kind of catch up. Yeah, just those corners, I just felt so sketchy. And the spiral, I was so slow on the tight turns, just found it really difficult to. I just felt I was going to skid out at any time. So it's probably the tyre pressures, I reckon. Again, that's one of those experience things, isn't it? You just get to learn. This corner, that's the slowest bit. Oh, and it's really bad. And they've both taken time off me by riding that better. Oh, that's so annoying. That piece of grass. Oh, maybe it will come off. I don't think so. It's so sticky. Once it's wet, it's just so sticky. As I was scared to look down at my derailleur. I just hoped it was working. Because I bet there were a few that didn't come home completely happy. Whoa. Yeah, off they go. They've put some distance into me, haven't they? You start looking back when you're losing, when the gap's growing to the people in front. You start looking back, or when you go around a hairpin bend, you start thinking, oh, who's going to catch me next? So it's that guy in red. I think it was like New Forest team, and he just slowly caught me up, and I thought, oh, every time we do a hairpin bend, he's got a bit closer. There he is, see, a bit closer. I think you're going to see him in a minute. Because it was such a big course, well, for me, there weren't many times when there were loads of riders about. It was fairly well spaced, and everyone's kind of going a similar speed. So really wide course, so yeah, plenty of space to overtake people. Not like Clanfield, which was, there was just kind of a few places really you could overtake them because it was narrow, really narrow. And was Clanfield, was it tightly packed? I'm just trying to think back to the race. There was always people around me on the Clanfield one. I don't know if it was because I was, well, let's call it near the front for me. 24th. Yeah, maybe it was. So maybe if I was 10 places higher, it would have been a bit closer racing. But yeah, it wasn't. There was lots of bits like this where you were just riding. Again, this is 2.5 laps in. I really felt fine. I really felt like I wasn't killing myself, which is good. Good in that there's more fitness there, but bad because I wasn't able to put my fitness in the race really. So There's always next race, 2 weeks' time. I'm not quite sure where it is. I've got a feeling it might be Reading, not raced that course either. Yeah, we'll be there. Look forward to that one. Fox Hill, is that what it is? I think that rings a bell. Fox Hill. No idea what sort of course it is. I wonder when the first muddy race will be. Because obviously last week the weather was amazing. It was so nice. It was like a proper summer. Obviously school being back, you had the hottest week of the last few months. But that was lovely. Oh, that corner, I really struggled to get a good line. I think maybe on the last lap, it's the only time that I did that corner relatively well. There, New Forest guy, yeah, he's past me there. Seen lots of New Forest guys mountain biking in the Southern XC, but not seen many in CX. I wonder who the biggest clubs are. You see lots of VC Ventnor riders, some Satonia, there's a few P-neck riders. I don't know who the biggest teams are. I guess Solar Pirates must be quite a few. Yeah, not sure. There's a lot of teams. It's a great event. A bit gutted. I never had one of those bacon and egg sandwiches. They look really nice. They smell great, but after the race, I just wanted to get home, get dry. So I was soaked by the end of the race. In fact, when it finished, it was really pouring down quite heavily. So yeah, who's ahead of me? So the New Forest guys, I think he's bridging towards those two riders from, I can't remember what club it was. I can't remember what club it was. I want to say triathlon, but I'm not sure. I don't think it is. But yeah, going at decent speed. They're quite far ahead of me. Oh, overtaken. Another place. God, so slippery. One thing Simon Patterson said the other day, he said you can't always have a good race just because of training, because you don't want to just peak for every race, because eventually you'll kind of plateau or start getting slower, so you still got to kind of train, and sometimes you do a block of training and you build up, and you get fitter from it. So again, I was kind of experimenting with that. I did this 8 days of exercise just to see what that would do to me. No rest. I'm gonna have a rest tomorrow, but yeah, I'm kind of thinking I can't just not train so much because I'm trying to rest my body for each race. So yeah, just learning new things about how to get faster, and how to try and have an upward progression in your fitness. I guess the other thing about CX, which is really nice, is not necessarily the fittest person wins. I mean, people who are at the front, they are fit, but they're also skillful too, and skill counts for a lot in CX. Just how to ride stuff, which I really like. I mean, I'm not very skillful at all, but I do like the element, which you don't get so much in other cycling disciplines, certainly not to the same extent. And so here we go, 30 minutes up, and that's 3 laps. On to the 4th lap. Now I didn't. As I said, I felt pretty comfortable, and I didn't actually look at my Garmin with the time. The first time I looked at it, it said 35 minutes. I thought, oh my goodness, there's only 5 minutes left for this race. Saying that, it all depends on where you finished, doesn't it? No, I don't mean that. When you finish, it all depends on, where you are on the lead lap. So I ended up riding for 51 minutes. My son was in the under 14s, and it's a half-hour race. He finished after something like 41 minutes, which was amazing. That is a long time, and he's only just stepping up. So he did really well. Really proud of him. Good work. But yeah, it's tough. So I think all the start times were delayed a bit because of those long laps. Well, it was fine. It's fine. There's a spiral. Cool. 2 spirals, 2 races, 2 spirals. Nice. This one was a flat spiral compared to the off-camber one we had to ride at Clanfield. Yeah, that tricky bit there. Love it. Except on the first lap, which was carnage. There's too many people going into the spiral in one go. I wonder who cut the grass. I reckon it's maybe it's cut the grass. I wonder how they did it. Is there? Well, it's a farm, so you presume it's the farmer who put the attachment on the back and cut the grass. But how does he or she know where to cut it? So maybe someone, I'm going to say Teresa. Is it Teresa Stubbs? Kind of set, this is what the course I want, marks it out, and then he or she just went and cut it. I feel like we've done a good amount of raking using our bikes as rakes, because there's so much grass is on my drive at the moment. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Do I prefer mud or grass? Don't know. I guess the worst thing for bikes is that sticky mud that just sticks to your bike. That is the worst. And your bike just gets heavier and heavier and heavier, which is why a pit bike becomes a really nice thing. I did not realise that it would have been a good idea to have one. I'd have probably bought one, but yeah, I didn't even realise it was going to rain until we gave Max Oakley a lift, and he said that there was rain forecast at 9 and at 12. So, and it pretty much was spot on. But just because we've had so much. Oh, did that come off? No, I don't know. Yeah, he was absolutely spot on. We had a bit of rain on the way to the race, and then by about 11:30, 11:45, it started raining. Yeah, wet tyre. Right, so it's about now that I started to feel better, and I started to go a bit faster, which is really strange. So I don't know why that is. Well, my remounts are pretty good. I mean, they weren't really difficult ones. They were nice and flat, so it doesn't get much better than that. Just coming down to that gravel turn. Oh no, that was a bit better. Go away, grass. Yeah, that always works out quite well. certainly not a place you want to crash. So, yeah, those are the people who are ahead of me. So they're quite a way ahead of me. Oh no, no. I think that New Forest guy's well away. I think maybe in the distance it's those two riders from the same club. God, they look really slow at the moment. Come on. Oh, that piece of grass. Oh yeah, that's awful corner, which I always came to a standstill. It was just so slippery. Yeah, here we go, and then you turn left, and these corners were really tricky as well. Yeah, again, I always drifted a bit too far out, lost a lot of speed. It wasn't too bad, but then not this one, but the one after is quite a tricky one as well. So, getting towards the 40-minute mark, 37 minutes here, so 40-minute race. Again, still feeling pretty good, really. But I did think, oh, you'll probably have to do another lap because I hadn't been lapped by anyone. So I thought I'll probably have to do another lap. I don't know when. Do they ring the bell when the time gets to 40 minutes and then the lead rider gets there? I don't really know how it works. If someone will tell me. Yeah, it's starting to get really slippy around here. I mean, you could pretty much go flat out there without lifting, without braking. So I said I was starting to get faster. I'm actually starting to get closer to this guy here, who I think is Richard Warner. I think that's Richard Warner because there's Richard Warner, Mike Warner, no relation, I'm sure, but Rich beat me last week. That's what he said that. So I'm sure I looked at his jersey and said, oh, okay, right. I think he shouted at a friend, I want more mud. Not this weekend, just wet grass. Yeah, so I was feeling good. I thought I can get past him. Thought about it there. Oh, and then he put a bit of a dig, and I thought, okay, I'll wait for a better moment. But I thought, oh, that must have hurt, putting a bit of extra power in. Am I past? Yeah, I think so. I think I put a bit of a burst there and got past him. And it just looks empty ahead. Where's the next person? But now my heart rate is coming up, so I'm going faster. I mean, still not super high, maybe like 172, something like that, which is well within my racing capacity. But it's starting to feel better. It's kind of too late. It's just 40 minutes gone. I'm just about to finish the the fourth lap. Yeah, now I'm really putting some speed on here, and I'm feeling really good. So look, I'm catching up with somebody. And in fact, I think my last lap was my fastest lap of the race. Yeah, that's one of the guys. There was two of them, whatever club that is. Yeah, went past feeling pretty good. And then we go down here, and then there's those three switchbacks. I wonder if there's going to be someone else. I think there is. Yeah, there you go. One. And now I'm really feeling much better. And maybe it's the hangover that gone. I mean, I burned through the alcohol by then, and now my body was starting to work again. And then, is this just not yet the spiral, is it? The spiral comes soon. Oh, it is the spiral. I'm in the spiral. Nearly slipped out a time or two when I tried to put too much power in. This was slow, still very slow through there. But I felt good, I think. I felt like I wouldn't get caught. But yeah, I was going fast. Another turn. Still can't see anyone here. Oh, I mucked up. I think I mucked up, and he came back at me. So obviously talking rubbish. I don't know what. I think my foot came out of the pedal, which is a bit annoying. Yeah, obviously he wanted to. Wanted to make sure. Wanted to beat me, so he was digging deep. As I said, I felt good, so I was hopeful of getting back. Not there. I mean, all the riders, everyone's strong. So you know, they can go at a good pace the whole race, or else they wouldn't be here. Oh, I bumped into him. Sorry, Richard. I said sorry. Alright, I said no worries. There, another go. Maybe I'm going to make this one stick. And I think I just kept powering and hoped to open a bit of a gap. I didn't look behind me. I just oh look, there was someone ahead. I think us racing each other drove us forward. I've got a feeling this is Harrison Warner in one gear. Yeah, because he was ahead of me and his dad's ahead, and yeah, it must be really annoying to be stuck in that gear. I mean, it happened to me a few times on the last lap and this lap. I just kind of bounced the bike a bit, and after a while it seemed to work again, but I didn't really know what was happening. I didn't look down at my jockey wheels, which were ridiculous, the amount of grass that was on them. I mean, it was like a donut rather than a jockey wheel. Well done, bike, for hanging together. Hurdles. Go, good remount. Now I'm moving faster. Still can't see anyone really. Hopefully someone will turn up. But you know, it felt quite nice to not be hanging on for dear life and actually yellow flag. I think that guy, I think it's Satonia, I think he'd had a off there. I could be wrong, but I think I saw him kind of getting back onto his bike. So So yeah, that was slippery. So yeah, but it was soon up and running. And here I'm beasting it up here. There we go. Little spurt there. Not sure. I don't know if he was on the same lap or not. The other guy. But yes, that's what was that? 1, 2 or 3 places. I can't remember. Yes, I didn't do this too badly. I was quite happy. That's the only time I did it okay. And then I think that might be Mike Warner on his mountain bike. We'll see. I'll get closer. Oh yeah, I hated that. So slippery. Not too bad. So, you know, really trying to, you can see the wheel going side to side as I was just be standing on my pedals to try and get some power up there. Round here, gingerly. Missed that post. And there's not much of the lap left. There's only like 4 minutes left or so of the race. So I thought, I wonder if I could. Do you see him get off and get on? It's brilliant. He had dropped his glasses on the previous lap, and then he did a dismount, remount. We had a little chat here. Dismount, picked his glasses up, and jumped back on his bike. Fantastic. That is a mountain bike, isn't it? Yeah. Kind of not. I was wondering, should I wait till the end and just try and win in the finish straight, or shall I overtake now and just get a gap? I wasn't really sure, but you know, you make a split-second decision and then that's it. I think. Should I try and get past him here? I'm close. No. Running out of space. Another go. Is this the time? Now, I think this is the fast 180. Maybe I could kept the power on. Another go. Yes. And I kept going, kept the power going because I thought I need to get a bit of space. That grass is nearly blowing off. I need to get some space on Mike, and I think I had a quick look and I thought I've got a little gap. So I thought I'd be fine. Oh, it's gone! Yay! Oh, rain. So I was going pretty fast here. I was going fast, and I thought I've got a good gap on Mike. Up here, and it literally must be 2 minutes left. What I should have had would be a rear view camera because I'd have seen what was happening behind me. So, you know, I'm going pretty fast here. Look, there's the tents, and the finish line is just up here, isn't it? So I thought, right, well, you know, I overtook quite a few people on that, and then look, bang! Look at him. I said, well, fair play. Fair play, caught me dawdling, and he's finished after that. You can see hanging on his handlebars afterwards. But fair play. I knew I could have. If I'd sprinted, I'd have been fine, but it caught me off guard. I've done that myself, and it's a nice feeling. But yeah, there you go. Round 2. I finished 36th in a category. Cheers, Mike. Which is, 12 places less than the last race, but given the circumstances, I've been hungover. My fault. I learned the lesson from that. I can't complain. I can't complain at all. So thank you very much. As I take my timing chip off. Great race. I'll see you all at the next one. Cheers.
Took you out to Hampton, when I went down that icy corner.
Oh, that was you, right? Yeah. Oh, that was so slippery, wasn't it? Oh. Super slippery.
Yeah.
Oh man, glad that's over.
Oh, that was worse, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, quite as worse, as bad as last one.
Well done. Well done. Yeah. Excellent. Right, let's get on. Right. Well done, Harrison.
Well done.
You right? Oh.